Welcome back to Wealth-ology. For today's video, we will be going to talk about Warren Buffett's 2022 portfolio breakdown. Let's get started. It's difficult to dispute that Warren Buffett isn't the best investor of all time. We can all agree on that. One of the most amazing aspects of this is that Warren Buffett is still living today. He now has a larger portfolio than ever before, and he is required by financial requirements to make his holdings public. As a result, all of us investors get to see how the best investor in the world invests in this day and age. Now, we will show you the exact stocks that Buffett owns to help you navigate these strange market situations. Apple. Apple is by far Warren Buffett's largest holding through his investment firm Berkshire Hathaway. Apple accounts for 47.8% of his total stock portfolio, and he owns 944.3 million shares. That's a total value of $109 billion. Even in Buffett's terms, that's a lot of money in one stock. Apple, as you're probably aware, does a lot of things, but we'll dig a little deeper. So obviously, the iPhone is the company's primary product, one of the most popularly purchased phone in the history. This accounts for 41% of their revenue. They do, however, sell the iMac and iPod, which account for 14 and 10.5% of revenue, respectively. Then, there are the slightly newer areas, such as wearables and home accessories, which account for 12.2% of the total. Finally, there's the services part of their firm. That includes iTunes, the Apple Store, Apple Music, Apple Pay, and other Apple services. This account for 22.5% of total revenue. So now that you have a better understanding of Apple as a firm, let's take a look at the stock. As a result, this is one of the world's largest corporation. It is currently worth over $2 trillion. That is significant. If you want to buy an individual stock, it costs $123 per share and earns $3.28 per share. The stock has risen dramatically in recent years, from $24 in 2016 to more than 5 times its current value. Buffett has made a wise investment. It's difficult to dispute that it isn't. Apple's business model is extremely successful. People all across the world are aware of it, and they adore their stuff. Let's just say that in the next 3 to 5 years, we don't see Apple, of all corporations, failing. Stock 2. Bank of America. The second largest position in his portfolio is Bank of America, one of the largest banks in the United States. It accounts for 10.6% of his whole stock portfolio, which is worth roughly $24.3 billion. By the way, the ticker symbol for that stock is BAC. So what does Bank of America do? They assist with loan applications, banking services, investments, asset management, and other financial functions. Buffett understands that complexities of the company. Unless you're broke, they're reasonably priced for almost any investor. They are currently selling for $29.50 per share, with earnings of $2.50 per share. As a result, their PE ratio is extremely low. This market is only 14.3%. Another positive aspect of the stock is that it pays a small dividend, with an annual yield of 2.5%, which is quite respectable. This is an intriguing position for Buffett. As many of you know, he's been long invested in banking companies, and the price is clearly low. However, the banking business model will be put to the test in these market conditions, and only time will tell if this is a wise investment to hold. Stock 3. CocaCola. Coca-Cola makes about 8.6% of the Berkshire's holdings. He holds exactly 400 million shares worth a total of $19.7 billion. That's a substantial sum of money. Another similarity you'll see with many of Buffett's top stocks is that they always have straightforward business structures. You don't have to be Einstein to comprehend Coca business, Cola's model. They offer drinks all around the world and distribute them through various locations. Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, Sprite, Schweppes, Simply Orange, Smart Water, and a variety of other billion-dollar brands are among them. And one of the things that jumps out about Coca-Cola stock is their dividend yield. They pay a 3.1% dividend yield, and the best part is that they've increased it for 58 years, making it one of the most secure dividend payers. Stock 4. American Express. American Express is a financial services corporation, not a bank. The establishment dates back to 1850. When looking through Buffett's stock portfolio, one thing to keep in mind is that he favors financial companies. This one, American Express, takes up 6.6% of his Berkshire Hathaway portfolio. He holds 151 million shares worth a total of $15.2 billion. He holds 151 million shares worth a total of $15.2 billion. It doesn't take much to stay with this company. They are well known for their charge card, credit card, and traveler's check operations. The stock has had an intriguing couple of years, performing well up to 2020, over 150% increase from the beginning of 2016. Stock 5. Kraft Heinz. This is another corporation that has had a difficult time in recent years. Buffett owns 325.6 million shares in this company, valued at $9.7 billion. That's 4.3% of his total portfolio. Kraft Heinz is a food corporation. It is the third largest food and beverage firm in North America, as you are aware. With annual sales of $25 billion, if we look over here, they've got some big name brands like Waddy's, Kool-Aid, Jell-O, Philadelphia, and Golden Circle. So it's no surprise they've sold $25 billion worth of merchandise. However, as a stock, they have been floundering. They were selling for over $90 a share at one point, and they've dropped considerably since then. As you can see, the reason for this is low earnings. Their products have been lacking in inventiveness, and their profit margins have been low. As a result, the cost has plummeted. You do, however, have some investors who believed this is an opportunity. They currently pay a very substantial dividend, are trading at a low price, and their business plan is sound. So it's up to you to decide whether or not to buy it. Stock 6 and 7. Moodys Corp and US Bancorp. Okay, we're going to group these two together because they're both financial stocks. So, Moodys Corporation, ticker symbol MCO, makes up 3.1% of the portfolio, while US Bancorp, ticker symbol USB, makes up 2.1%. So, with these banking stocks, it's a double-edged sword once again. In comparison to other equities, the prices are extremely low. However, in these difficult economic times, their risk or reward business model will be put to the test. That is what investing is all about. Stock 8. Charter Communications. Charter Communications stock is the 7th most valuable stock in the market. Charter Communications is a cable and broadband services provider in the United States. They serve roughly 26.2 million home and commercial clients with television, internet, and telephony services. There are a lot of folks. In terms of price, the stock is up there. It sells for more than $650 a share and has performed exceptionally well for Buffett in recent years. It has risen from $260 in 2018 to the current price. Excellent return. With a position worth of $3.3 billion, it currently accounts for 1.4% of the total portfolio. Stock 9. Davita Healthcare Partners. Buffer's 10th largest position is Davita Healthcare. We are now getting into the really little amounts. Berkshire has 127 million shares of this stock, worth $3.1 billion, accounting for just 1.4% of Buffett's total portfolio. Healthcare is a sector that does better than most in recessions and does good in almost all economic conditions. Thus, Buffett's decision to diversify his portfolio was plainly wise. Why? People still require healthcare, regardless of the state of the economy. Buffett's stock has performed well over the years. He purchased it in 2012 and it has increased by about 150% since then. Stock 10, Wells Fargo. Okay, this is the last stock we'll look at before wrapping up this portfolio. Wells Fargo is a financial institution. Fargo is well known to you. They're a bank, the fourth largest in the United States. Berkshire has 127 million shares worth $3 billion, accounting for 1.3% of the company's portfolio. Buffer owns a lot of financial stocks. 26% of his portfolio is made up of financials, 51% is made up of information technology, mostly Apple. 13% is made up of 13% is made up of consumer staples like CocaCola and Heinz, and 4% is made up of consumers discretionary and healthcare stocks. So far, we've shown you his top 10 stock positions. This accounts for 87% of his total assets. The remaining 13% of equities owned are very tiny stakes. GM, MV, the pharmaceutical business, Visa, Amazon, the e-commerce giant Snowflake, and a variety of other equities are all under 1%. But there's one more thing we'd like to mention. He's got a sizable cash stash. Berkshire Hathaway, his investment company, has $147 billion in cash on hand, ready to be invested. So, which of Buffett's stock do you believe is the best? Please let me know in the comments section below, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, turn on the notification bell, and subscribe to our channel for more. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Stay tuned for our next video.